Hey guys, what's going on? This is Ivan from Pintado Tennis Training, and today I'm gonna go over how to serve. Let's get to it. Okay guys, going over the grip, Continental Grip, 3 fingers on the bottom, 1 slightly up, and we have a nice Continental Grip, so we're good to go. Now let's get the feet. For my feet, I like to be like this. 2 feet close to each other, 1 slightly more in front. And the one in front, sometimes I turn it out just a little bit more like this. So if I'm facing the camera, I would look like 2 feet together, but the first one is slightly more in front, it's slightly more turned out. Now, this is not the only way to serve. Some people serve more this way, some people do pinpoint. Today we're going over maybe the more traditional platform stance. Platform is when your feet are apart. Pinpoint is when your feet are close together and then you go. Well, we're gonna learn the mechanics of more of a platform stance, even though we're not gonna be jumping today as much. Okay guys, so my starting position is with the racket and my hand close to each other, holding my left hand holding onto the throat of the racket, and I'm gonna do a take back that looks this way. It's gonna be like this. The racket is gonna go this way, and then it's gonna start coming up in this manner. So it's going to be from the serve ready position to the racket coming up to then down and forward and finish. Now this motion may look simple on paper, but it can take sometimes up to a year or two to just learn how to do this motion. It's a little more complex in my opinion than the forehand and backhand and any other shot in tennis. I believe the serve is often the most complex, so we want to pay close attention to detail. So again, the starting position is this way. Sometimes you can even have your foot slightly off the air. Sometimes you can keep it on the ground. I like to go slightly off the air here, and then we're gonna go up, down, and swing. Okay, so now that we know what the swing looks like, let's go over the mechanics behind it. Okay guys, so the most important part is everybody gets to this position, but you gotta make sure that you get to this position. So on your take back, you wanna make sure that the racket is in line with the line. You can line up your racket with the baseline and go right to left. Basically, all we're doing is going like from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. That's it. We're going from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So this is the beginning phase. Okay guys, another obstacle in the serve is assuming that you do the take back right and you're leading with your elbow perfect, and now the edge is coming up. The next challenge is going to be how to go from here to contact to finish, right? This one is a little bit tricky as well. If you're leading with the edge correctly, a lot of times you could be doing the serve right but not making it, and it should look like you're cutting it. So it should look like this way. If you're going this way, if you're not pronating and you're just going on edge like this, every ball that you should be doing should be going towards the right side. Not even straight, just toward the right side. So if you can do this correctly, even if the ball doesn't go in the box, even if it doesn't even go in the court, at least you're getting the motion of leading with the edge. From this to this, the switch isn't too big, but at least you want to make sure that you're leading to the edge most of the way. Now, if you can do this, now we just gotta add this little part, which is called pronation. It's called pronation because we have a continental grip, and your forearm and shoulder are gonna move in this manner, right? So you're gonna go this way, push. Now, even if you follow through flat from here, it's not terrible. It's better to go out to the target this way. But even if you're going this way, at least you can manage to learn the continental way. Now, it would be better if you can go out to the target and continue to follow through, but that's not the idea. The idea is just to learn how to serve. And to learn how to serve, all you have to make sure that you do is lead with the elbow, edge follows, and then your forearm muscles are gonna help you do this turn rather than the wrist just going down. It should be more of an arm going this way. So from this perspective, let me get shorter so you guys can see. It's going to look like this way. It's going to go up, edge, small turn from the forearm, and then from here it's just going to keep coming down and finish on the left side. So it's going to look like this way. So it's going to go this, contact, and then it continues to follow through on the left side. So it should look like that. So guys, in my opinion, this part is challenging. This part is also challenging, but everything is learnable. Everything in this, everything in tennis you can learn. It's just how much time you want to put into it. This is not something that can happen in one day. If it does for you, great. For most people, it's not one day. It can be a year, and that's not even using the legs just yet. Because sometimes people want to use the legs without even having this motion down, and in my opinion, I don't think it's very beneficial. I think you should learn how to do the arm motion correctly, and then you can start to mess around with the lower body. So again, you know, once you get the take back, you go from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock, elbow leads, racket follows behind you, and then it keeps going to the end. Okay guys, another aspect that's super important is your grip tension. I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but when you are serving, you want to make sure that you hold it about, in my opinion, about a 3 or a 2 in terms of tension, meaning you're holding onto the racket, but it's not so tight. Wrist should be slightly free in a way, because if it's too tight, if you get to this position as your elbow is leading, if your arm is too locked, the racket will not drop. And this is also a common issue too. If you get to this position right, but you're so tight, as the elbow leads, the racket will look like this, rather than actually falling into this slot position. So you want to reach this slot position and then continue to go. So for that reason, when you hold onto the racket out of 10, I would play around with holding between a 3 and a 2. You could even mess around with a 1. That one is up to you. I know Jeff from Tennis Evolution, I think he mentioned that you can even almost let go of the pinky finger and index finger and serve, which yes, you can do. You can serve with like 2 fingers, it is doable. As long as the technique and the swing path is there, it is doable to serve with 3 fingers. You can give that a go too, but ideally the motion looks something like this. Okay guys, for the ball toss, this is how I like to hold it. 4 fingers on the bottom, but particularly almost all 4 of them are holding onto the ball, and the thumb on top. So this is the way I like to hold it. The wrist position is slightly laid back. That way from here, everything kind of looks like a line. So everything looks pretty flat in my opinion. Obviously my arm starts down low, but you get the idea. This is how I like to hold the ball. This is not the only way to hold the ball, but this is just the way I prefer it. Helps me keep my tossing arm from not moving too much. Okay guys, for the toss, it's a very important part of the serve. I like to start with my arm down in between my leg and my inner thigh right here. Now you want to make sure that you keep that same hand position. Then you're going to raise up from the shoulder and let go around eye level. So it should look something like this way, while your other arm gets in the trophy position. You can do this without the racket, just to work on your ball toss. A good measurement of a good ball toss is a little bit of height, not a lot, and you want it to fall around this spot right here. Should be slightly in front of your foot and diagonally. So basically right around here. So it should look like up. And notice I didn't go, oh man, I hit my foot. Okay guys, now that you guys have seen the ball toss, be careful with this part. A lot of times when people are tossing the ball, common error is that they flick the wrist. So you want to make sure you avoid flicking your wrist. Another one is, what's another one? Tossing too high up. takes too long for the ball to come down. Another one is tossing too low, where everything has to be super rushed. You want to make sure that you have a little bit of height to your ball toss so you can hit it. There should be something that looks like 1, 2. That should kind of be your tempo. It should be like 1, 2. You can also do 1, 2. I recommend more something like 1 hit. You can count it. You can go 1, 2. Just keep this rhythm in your mind. Another common error is perhaps the fingers, not the wrist, but the fingers kind of move too much during the release of the ball, because ideally the ball tosses, there's more of a release. The concept is almost as if you were holding a ball and letting it go, except that you're letting it go while the arm is going up, which causes the ball to go up. The tossing is one of the hardest parts of the serve, guys, so mastering this will really help you master your serve, and you gotta want to practice this a lot. If your ball toss is still not working, contact a teaching pro that can help you improve your toss, because you don't want to try to figure it out on your own and take too long. If you can figure it out on your own, that's great, fantastic, the video helped, maybe other videos helped, but ideally you don't want to spend forever working on your ball toss and still be nowhere. You know, if you're putting in the hours tossing and your ball's still going like there, it's not good. Ideally, it should be in the same spot where you can hit it over and over and over. So guys, that's that for the toss. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you enjoy the content, and we'll see you guys next time.